In this video, we'll be teaching you how to do vibrato on a cello. Now, what is vibrato? Vibrato is a slight variation in pitch that's normally a rapid variation in pitch, and is caused by a shift in the finger positions. It's a very slight shift. If you shift too much, as you can see on here, if you shift too much, it causes for a choppy sound that doesn't provide the right noise you want to produce. And if you shift too little, it makes it a weak sound, and it ruins the note. So here's an example of a note held without vibrato, a note held with too little vibrato, and a note held with too much vibrato. You want to find a perfect medium somewhere in between, which gives you a richer, darker sound that a lot of string instruments players are dying to produce. Now, how do you make that sound? It's all in the fingers. You take your finger and you want to make a very slight rolling motion over the note. You're not going to move your finger off the string itself, but you're just going to roll up and down, up and down. Now, an easy way to practice this is to imagine it in sets of 8. Imagine 8 waves rolling over. Each one is one vibrato, and eventually, as you go and get better at this, you can do it faster and faster. So eventually you start with no vibrato, and then eventually you're going to count it in sets of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, this is a skill that a lot of musicians want, but a lot of them can't get because it's a very difficult skill to master. So a way to practice this and become better quickly is to run up and down the scales. So an easy scale would be the G scale. Now, first you're going to want to run with no vibrato. And eventually you lengthen the notes and add as much vibrato as you can. Now here's with vibrato. Now there's a fake way to do the vibrato. There's a fake way, and it's used by a waving motion of the bow over the string. It's used for open strings because the other alternative to making an open string have vibrato is bending the neck, which is a very difficult concept to grasp, or using the string next to it, which is an extremely difficult concept to grasp as well. But there's a different method. You take the bow and do a slow and then speedy motion with the bow. It's a waving motion. So I'm going to take it over the open G string and do the fake vibrato. My left hand is off completely. It provides not quite as clear of a sound, but it's a good alternative if the piece is moving fast or if you want a rich, dark tone with a lower string or an open string. And it's a great alternative, even though it's looked down upon in the music world. Now, practicing up and down scales is the best method, and everybody should do this, but you can't expect to grasp the concept in one day. A lot of professional musicians have still not mastered this, and I have definitely not mastered this, but it's a very important concept in the world of strings. And eventually, you're going to want to get that rich, dark, crying tone that is very native to the cello itself, along with its cousins, the viola and the violin. And eventually, you'll be able to get a good vibrato and make your cousins cry.